variable height inlet trumpets, which makes a big deal of difference to the torque of the engine. Well, the torque is now going to be about Ayrton, Senna, Prost and Mansell. The top three, the Belgian Grand Prix is go! Senna leads, Prost second, Mansell third, Berger fourth. And good heavens, they all seem to be round La Source, unlike last year. Now, down to Eau Rouge and the climb up to Les Combes. And this is where Senna, as ever, will be trying to build a cushion, going as hard as he possibly can at the beginning. And I think that was Michael Schumacher dropping back. It was Schumacher dropping back. That was his first ever Grand Prix start. And Mansell is jockeying with Alain Prost as they go into Les Combes. It's Senna, Prost, Mansell, and Piquet is up into fourth position in the Benetton. He hasn't been as high as that for a long time. He's ahead of Gerhard Berger in fifth place, who started ahead of Nelson Piquet, and Jean Lacey has dropped back too. So, Senna, Prost, Mansell, and Michael Schumacher's Grand Prix has ended on the first lap. The German is out. Bitter disappointment for him after the tremendous achievements of practice.
Yes, couldn't really see what happened to Schumacher. The car looked in one piece and he seemed to be rolling up the hill with some sort of mechanical defect. But big disappointment for him, of course, but I'm sure he will not be dissatisfied with his weekend. He's made a fantastic impact on the Grand Prix circus. Everybody here has most certainly noticed him. And here we are watching from Alain Prost, Ferrari, that's Senna in front of us, second place car. And there Schumacher out of his car. End of the work.
Yes, and there we are. Mansell through in third position, then Nelson Piquet in fourth place. Over the line they go. One lap completed, 43 to go. Down to La Source. So the McLaren, Ferrari, Williams, Benetton. Berger is in fifth place. Jean Lacey is sixth. Stefano Modena is in seventh position. Andrea De Cesaris is eighth. Roberto Moreno is ninth. Capelli is 10th. Martin Brundle is in 11th place. And Pierluigi Martini is 12th. And there's a challenge. Nigel Mansell is challenging Alain Prost for second place as they climb up towards Les Combes on lap 2. Is the Englishman going to be into Les Combes? Second he is. He is. Mansell is up into second place. So now there's little doubt that the Williams Renault in race trim is quicker than the McLaren Honda ahead of him. We know that from the warm-up this morning. 1.5 seconds faster. Both Ricciardo and Gugelmin out. Well, 2 retirements. Lap 1, Michael Schumacher. Lap 2, Maurizio Gugelmin in the Leighton house with its Ilmor engine. And that seems to have been the trouble from the look of the smoke coming from under the engine cockpit. And I'm looking now, Riccardo Patrese on lap 1 had gained 1 place up into 16th place. And I'm expecting to see him finishing high up in this Belgian Grand Prix. It's a long and grueling race.
And so the battle lines are now set for the championship. The 2 men mainly in contention. And here we see the blow-up, and that looked like Gugelmin's engine blow-up. Ilmor, well, it says engine, but probably engine. Could have been a gearbox, something like that. But whatever it was, it certainly looked very terminal. So the battle is now joined for the championship. The 2 leaders in first and second place. And Mansell, as Murray has just said, was looking very, very good in the warm-up. Williams is quick on the straights. He went past Prost pretty easily on the main straight, the obvious passing place after Eau Rouge, which they're going down to Eau Rouge now, and then up the hill, which is the fastest, longest straight. And the Ferrari stopped, and that's Prost out. Prost, and that looked like a blow-up with him. I saw a bit of flame coming out of the back of the car. And that certainly looks terminal. Prost isn't jumping out of it as the car's still moving. Yes, he was. Yes, bit of a fire there.
Well, there we are. Now it really is a battle between the Williams of Nigel Mansell and the McLaren of Ayrton Senna, the World Championship contenders. And remember that even if Mansell wins this race and gets 10 points, as you look at Alain Prost's car with the fire extinguishers playing on it, and Ayrton Senna finishes second and gets 6 points, there is Prost with fire pouring out from the back of the car. That's a major blow-up from the V12 Ferrari engine. And despite all their know-how, their money, their facilities, their experience and their expertise, Ferrari still can't match Williams and McLaren. They've had a very, very poor season by their standards with no victory yet. We are on lap 3. Looking down from the helicopter, of course, onto this quite magnificent circuit. As I said earlier on, these roads are used by everyday traffic. And Ayrton Senna lapped slower than Nigel Mansell on the previous lap. And you can see for yourselves now that Mansell in the Williams Renault with its V10 engine is reeling Ayrton Senna in. And I would not be at all surprised to see Mansell in the lead, if not this coming lap, but the next one.
Yes, go along with that the next 2 or 3 laps. Mansell will certainly be mounting his challenge. He's closing right in on Senna. He's clearly quicker than him. Question is, has McLaren got enough speed on the straight? New fastest lap now for Nigel Mansell, again lapping some 0.4 of a second quicker than Senna, as he did on the previous lap. And it's a question at the moment if the McLaren Honda has got enough straight line speed to make it difficult for the Williams to pass. This is the place. The Williams was not close enough this time, but he's now getting the toe, and he's certainly pulling in he pulled a lot of lengths in on Ayrton Senna then, and if he can start onto the straight close enough through Eau Rouge, and that of course won't be simple, because very quick corner S-bend like Eau Rouge, of course if you get too close to the car in front, then your wings don't work, the aerodynamics of the car are destroyed, and you lose grip. So the problem for Mansell is going to be how close he can get to Senna through Eau Rouge in order to get the benefit of the slipstream and the hole in the air that the McLaren makes on the straight to duck out and get past him into Les Cornes.
We're on lap 4. That's the battle for the lead. 3 retirements already. Michael Schumacher, Maurizio Gugelmin, Alain Prost on laps 1, 2 and 3 respectively. And very interestingly indeed, some 4 seconds behind the battle that you're looking at for the lead now. Third place is held by Nelson Piquet in the Benetton Ford. Ahead of Gerhard Berger, 4th. Jean Alesi, 5th. Stefano Modena is 6th. Andrea de Cesaris is in 7th place. Moreno, 8th. Capelli is 9th. And Senna is coming up to the bus stop on lap 4. And it's when they come out of the hairpin at La Source where the power, speed and superb handling of the Williams Renault would seem to be superior, that Nigel Mansell might take the lead. Senna, of course, will know all too well that it's Mansell in his wing, in his wing mirrors.
Now, this is the critical point, and it's through Eau Rouge, which they're approaching now. We have to see if Mansell can stay close to Senna. Doesn't look quite close enough now for this lap, but let's just see how much he pulls up on the straight. He was some 10 lengths behind the McLaren at that point as they crested the hill, and he's closing in, but probably only pulled 7 of those 10 lengths. So he really wants to be about 5 lengths behind as they come out of Eau Rouge. He has plenty of time on his side. There's no hurry for Mansell. Senna's the one feeling the pressure at the moment. Mansell, I should think, for the time being, is completely comfortable. There's no hurry. And he can start getting uncomfortable if after another 10 laps or so he hasn't managed to get close enough to the McLaren through Eau Rouge to attack.
And who is the fastest man in Belgium? It is Riccardo Patrese, who is now in 10th place and lapped 1/10 of a second faster than Mansell on the previous lap, who was himself a 1/10 of a second faster.